great presence of the Holy Mother Earth, the trees and all nature are witness to your thoughts and deeds. May these words find resonance within your heart. Holy Mother Earth, she who guides those who live upon her, she whose laws the people of the Igbo follow, living in the honesty and rightness that are the ways of Goddess Allah. It is she who brings the child to the womb, and she who gives it life. Always present during life, and receiving those whose lives have ended, taking them back into her sacred womb, the pocket of Allah. The opening words are from the Igbo people of Nigeria. And they tell of the ancient Earth Mother, Allah, who brings the child into the womb. The word Allah actually means ground in this instance. This means that even as we walk on the ground, we are walking on our mother. Not only is she in charge of fertility, both plant and animal, but she's also the source of some kind of morality, a way of living that includes honesty and rightness. She is with us our whole life, reminding us, guiding us. And when we die, she takes us back into her womb, the pocket of Allah. Well, I was reminded of this tryst with the Earth Mother at the burial of the Dorsey Lake. A time when he was clearly being taken back into the womb of the mother, the pocket of Allah. I experienced this sense again at the memorial service yesterday for Elaine's soul and her husband. The presence of Allah was clearly there, holding us in its embrace. And I want to say, this could be such a comforting feeling. If only we actually respected the Earth Mother. If only we were able to sense this goddess as the ground of our being. If only we were able to recognize our responsibility to her as the source and goal of our longing, that from which we have come and that to which we return. Instead, it seems we are so removed from the earth in our daily round of shopping, scrolling, traveling, separation. I've been experimenting recently with the practice of grounding. That is, paying attention to the present moment, and seeking and anchoring presence. We did it to some extent, we feel it's justice. Perhaps we can feel connected to gravity. Roots are roots. Most certainly connected to the ground of our being. Perhaps it's the pocket of a rock. I'd like us to try an extremely brief version of the grounding right now. If we can just take a breath and center ourselves. You can lower your gaze if you want, or close your eyes, and just notice your breath. Notice the quality of your breath. Is it deep? Is it shallow? Is it regular or irregular? And notice our body in the room, the air around our body, the air coming in and out of our nostrils. Notice the energy in our head area and moving down to our neck and our shoulders. Noticing if there's any tension and just noticing what's there and giving it space. Down to our chest area, our belly, and our back. The hip bones as they're connected to the seat. Our legs, the thighs and the calves, the ankles. And letting our attention rest in the soles of our feet. And as we notice our breath again, notice if there were any changes in your breath. And as we breathe in and breathe out, we may imagine our feet being connected to the ground underneath this building. And rest in that presence for a moment. When we're ready, we can come back to this space. Of course, there are a million versions of this on the internet or somewhere else, you might know. But it's as simple as that, I think. Doesn't take long. Of course, it would be helpful to practice outside, in a park, actually on the earth. But I've found that even when we are practicing this online, from the screen, can be helpful. I have a fellow student that I practiced this with when I was experiencing a lot of anxiety. It's through this kind of grounding meditation, led by a classmate, I was able to experience a kind of anchoring, a tethering to the ground of my being. I was able to connect to this ground and experience for a moment the ways of Allah. And the good news is this is something that we always have access to, anywhere, anytime. This is the Holy Mother Earth, ready and willing to hold us, all of us. In the words of Sabantu Some, we can learn a great deal from the way Mother Earth holds us all. The criminals, the saints, the weak, the strong, the rich, the poor, without rejecting us, and always giving us a chance to start over. This is the unconditional love of the Mother. But it seems that our Mother is at times no longer able to hold us all. Least of all those who are the most vulnerable. Humanity has put so much stress on our Mother that she's becoming unable to respond. Allah is sometimes not able to guide us, especially when we pay no attention to her laws. Even those who want to follow her ways want to be guided by her are sometimes unable. Our world is in dire crisis, and I get the feeling that Allah is weeping. Well, according to the Igbo tradition, Allah is also the goddess of morality. She is involved in judging human actions. There are consequences when we break the laws of Allah, when we desecrate, disrespect our Earth Mother, when her principles are no longer heeded. When there is a breach in our commitment to our Mother. There are also consequences when we do not live in the honesty and rightness that are her ways. This is called so Allah, and is seen as a violation of the laws of the earth. And it impacts the entire community. In order to prevent these breaches in the relationship between Allah and the people, buildings called Mbar were built in gratitude and reverence to Allah. They were built out of the anthill dirt and were traditionally left to decay so that new ones could be built. This signified the renewal of the builder, the renewal of the community, and the renewal of a devotion to the goddess. In a way, the building of the structure was in itself its significance. The buildings were creative expressions of honor and reverence to the creator and sustainer of life. Imagine if we were to build our churches or community meeting places out of dirt, and imagine if they were left to decay naturally. The ultimate in recycling. This is sustainability, and whether it be actual sustainability or metaphorical or spiritual sustainability, it is about working within the realm of the mother, renewing ourselves and renewing our commitment, offering her praise and honor. The people offer her understanding and they follow the ways of the mother. And when we do this, then we can always access our Holy Mother Earth, the one who does not discriminate between criminals and saints, between the weak and the strong, between the rich and the poor, the one who does not reject us. The womb of Allah offers a place for all with a chance to start over, even when we've messed up or when we have been a victim of unspeakable acts or forces. Unspeakable acts and forces are happening now all over the world. Some of the evidence of this can be seen in the suffering of the people of Nigeria, Allah's people. Food aid is being withheld all over the world. My brother works for the State Department. I almost don't call him because I can't handle the sorrow. He was telling me that most of his work now is answering calls from European countries, not knowing what to do with aid programs where the United States is pulled out. And they also have money in there. That's the work my brother does. I don't know what he does. What's there to do? And this is just one example of a breach. And we must judge this action as the earth goddess Allah judges it. Need I say that the reality is directly related to cuts in humanitarian aid directed by President Trump. The crimes against the earth goddess call for action. Protective action, corrective action, with the guidance of our Mother Allah. We do not have to look far for examples of this action in the world. Some well known, and so many others not well known. Many right here in this room. I was reminded of Pope Francis as an example of one who took this call to action seriously. In 2015, he wrote the encyclical Laudato Si, Care for Our Common Home. It's long, but worth a look at. In this thorough consideration of the state of the world, Francis called upon St. Francis of Assisi to provide a framing for our common home as our sister. And finally, I'll leave you with an example of someone who took action on behalf of our Earth Mother. I would like to honor Kenyan environmentalist Wangari Maathai. Maathai founded the Green Belt movement, which planted millions of trees across Kenya. She was appointed Deputy Minister for the Environment and Natural Resources and received the Nobel Peace Prize in 2004. On that occasion, she said these words: "Today, we are faced with a challenge that calls for a shift in our thinking, so that humanity stops threatening its life support system. We are called to assist the earth to heal her wounds, and in the process, heal our own. Indeed, to embrace the whole of creation in all its diversity, beauty, and wonder. Recognizing that sustainable development, democracy, and peace are indivisible is an idea whose time has come." The goddess Allah is beckoning us, speaking through her daughter Wangari and so many others. She's calling us to heal her wounds, and in the process heal ourselves by embracing the wonder of creation, by recognizing Allah as the ground of our being, and by taking action, by living in honesty and rightness, by following her ways of sustainability, equity, justice, peace, and love. The time has come to trust in the wisdom of the world.